Tobacco, tobacco, sing sweetly for tobacco. Tobacco is like love, oh love it, for you see I will prove it.
Welcome to your summer seminar class, The Gesture of Smoking. My name is Dr. Adamson, and I'm going to be your teacher for the next 6 weeks. In this video, we're going to take a look at the course shell and walk you through it to make sure you know where everything is. Now that the course is activated, you'll be able to enter it through this page. And this will look very similar if you ever had a summer class before, online class before. It'll all be kind of the same format for the opening page. You'll have your welcome letter, which you've already received in an email from me, the syllabus, and the online student handbook, which is very important for online classes. You'll also notice our first news item, where it's kind of giving you an idea of what to do first. So what I suggest first is to go to the Getting Started module. This will take you to the content area. In this class, most of what you'll have will be in the content area. You'll also have items in the Dropbox. Most of your assignments will be in the Dropbox, and the assignments that are not in the Dropbox will be graded discussions. In the Getting Started area, you'll have access again to the welcome letter and the syllabus, some information about me and my view of teaching, and an office hours calendar. We'll be able to click on that and see what times I'm available. But I'm also always available over email, and you can always make an appointment with me because I know you're probably very busy during the summer. Also in the content area, this class is divided into a module per week, where we have the first 4 showing here, and the last 2 will be available to you as a student very soon. So let's look at kind of the way each module is set up. Click on week 1 where you'll start. Each module will have a module at a glance page, and that will be a place where you'll see everything that's required. In that area, you'll be also able to see your discussions, your assignments, your readings, and things like that. So if you see within this content, the whole description with introduction, discussion details, and submission, or introduction, details, and submission, that's assigned to you that this is something that'll be part of the grade. So pay attention to those. You'll see the discussions that way, the annotation assignments that way, and your weekly assignment. Those are the 3 things besides readings that will be required during the week. Take a look at an individual module at a glance. The way all of these will be set up is you'll have outcomes at the beginning. That's what I intend for us to learn together. So for the first week, you're going to be thinking about tobacco using communities. You're going to learn how to use our annotation platform. And I'll provide videos to walk you through that, so don't worry. And we'll be thinking about Willem Flusser's theory of gestures in this first week. Part of how this class is going to work is you're going to read depictions of smoking, and in little lectures, I'm going to give you some theory to help you understand those depictions. So you won't be reading Flusser directly or any of the other theories. I'll be offering them through small lectures. Then if you choose to pursue them further, I've provided readings that you can go to for your own research. After the outcomes, there will be a module roadmap for each week, and that'll have your readings. They're called read and watch. So if you see anything that says read and watch, that's a required reading, not a resource. So we'll read some poems by canonical poets, and you'll look at weekly pipe contests where people sent in poems and could win a prize. You'll have a discussion linked to in here. And in this discussion, you will think through what you imagine smoking communities are like before doing other work. And that will always be linked in the module at a glance. Then each week, I'll provide a little lecture and it'll be provided before the week starts. And you can find it here and in the content. Those will be less than 20 minutes, possibly even shorter. And in that lecture, I'll talk about what we're doing for the week. I'll talk about the readings. I'll relate it to a specific theory you're learning, whether Flusser's theory of gestures, whether the hermeneutics of suspicion, or reparative readings, or things like that of that nature. Then each week, I'll bring in a pipe from my pipe collection to talk about kind of the material aspects of smoking culture. And they'll all be related to the themes, the texts, and the theories we're learning that week. Then you'll have an assignment, at least one for each week. For the first 3 weeks, you'll have an annotation assignment, and you can look at those assignment details to learn more about that. And then you have another assignment due on the Sunday of each week. And this first week will be introductions. I also provide some optional resources each week that are related to the theory we're going over. So you'll be able to read more of Wilhelm Flusser's gestures if you decide to. And at the end of each week, there's a form that you can access called a muddiest point. That's completely optional. What's going on there is if you're ever concerned about something or you're confused about something and you want to do it anonymously, you want to say, hey, Dr. Adamson, what's going on with this? But you don't want to say that in an email or on the discussion board. Click on this link. I'll go and open it up so you can see it. Click on this link and you'll be able to go through this form where it's completely anonymous. It may show your email there. I won't see it. Don't worry. And you can say anything in there. It can be like, oh, here's what I'm confused about. Or you can say that I'm concerned about this or anything. Anything where you need to be anonymous, I'll take a look at that every week. If it's a question, I'll add it to the FAQs. That's empty now, but if you go to resources and FAQs, if there are questions coming up that a lot of people have, I'll start adding things into there and I'll do a news item on the course homepage to let you know. So each week we'll have a similar module at a glance page. The other places you might want to look at while you're getting used to the way this site is set up is to go into assessments and Dropbox. There are no quizzes in this class, no surveys. Nearly every assignment is in the Dropbox, with the exception of assignments that are in the discussion forums. We'll look at that next. And so you'll see, as you've probably read in the syllabus, there are research process assignments. Those are completion assignments. Do your best effort, engage them, and you'll be fine. Then there are ungrading portfolio assignments. Those are ones where when you complete them, you'll also complete a little reflection that you'll export and send to me with your project. So within that reflection, you'll say, here's the grade I've earned. And you'll do some thinking about thinking and learning about learning as you're doing that. Let's take a look at one as an example. Here's the textual analysis project. And the way this is organized, like all of them, there's an introduction. Read that to find out why are we doing this? What's going on with this? There's the assignment details. Find out what I'm asking you to do. In this assignment, because it's a new genre, I assume you haven't done this kind of analysis before. I give you step-by-step instructions on how to do it. Then for the ones that have a reflection component where you say, here's the grade I've earned, there will be this activity. And it'll look the same for each one. And what you'll do is you'll go through this activity and you'll see the rubric, and then you'll be able to say where you did in the rubric. And then you'll be able to say what your evidence is for that. Because you'll be thinking through, how did I achieve my goals with this? And you'll have that for each one. You can say different things and give a reason for it. And it'll explain the rubric in detail. Once you get to the end, don't worry about the score, because this is designed for an objective test. This is not a test. This is you saying what you earned. You'll click export text. And then you see it has a document down there. You'll have all of the things you wrote in these boxes. And that's what you'll send to me to show what you say your grade is for it. Then for each assignment, there will be an explanation to how to submit. Sometimes it'll be a text box, sometimes it'll be a file. With ones like these, you add the file, that one I just exported, and then you put your deliverable as a link in the text box. So those are the Dropbox kind of assignments. Other assessments are in the forums. And let's look at the discussion forum in general too. There's two major forums in here. The Friendly Neighborhood Tobacconist, that's just an area that's optional in case you want to build community with other classmates or talk about different things, with the exception of there being one assignment in it. So this is a forum designed for community building. The introductions topic within that forum is required. That's your first assignment due for the first week. Has explanations there. And then there are three optional ones where you can ask any general questions for me or for your classmates. You can do any research sharing. If you're really excited about something and you have a link to something, or you notice something in a text and you want to share it, you're welcome to there. Just optional though. And if in a few weeks you get really tired of talking about smoking, then this topic's for you. You can talk about anything else in there, again, optional. So this first forum is mostly optional with one required topic where you have your introduction. Then the weekly discussions are required discussions. And each of those will be due on Wednesday of a week, your first post. And then by Sunday of the same week, you'll have your second post where you reply to a classmate. And each of these is organized in the same way that I've organized assignments, where there's an introduction, the details, and how do you do it? How do you submit it? And that goes through all 6 weeks. So that's the tour of your course. Please feel free to email me at chris.adamson@usd.edu or to contact me through resources and class list and ask any questions that you have.
Tobacco is like love. Oh, love it. For you see, I have proved it.